Hi, and welcome back to the Canceled Podcast.
I'm shooting up heroin today. Welcome back to the Canceled Podcast.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Today is I'm the most excited for this episode than I've been for any episode.
I am too. I'm excited that you chose right now to drink for the first time.
So today is day 75 of 75 hard, and I am enthralled. I'm beside myself.
Drink up.
Oh, I was gonna do this whole speech about how like life has been so good, and I feel like I found myself, and you know that. But now I just want to try.
I think it's been amazing. I think that you have like really, really grown into yourself. 75 days of growth.
Yeah, we were just sitting here talking, and I said dichotomy, and you were asking me to explain it to you. And when I was,
she said it was the juxtaposition of good and bad, right?
Or opposites. Good and bad is kind of wrong. Like it's more like yin and yang type of thing.
Well, I told her I don't know what juxtaposition means.
But I was saying that directly after this episode, I'm going to go back to just being so stupid. I feel like I've been so smart and sharp for the past 75 days.
I'm eager to see if you're going to be like an extreme drunk, or if all of a sudden you're going to be like really like, I don't know why you would be composed, but
I know that's the thing. I'm actually really scared to drink for the first time and like bring it back into my life because I felt so great, but so bored, you know?
Do you think that you'll carry this? Like, do you think you'll try to be sober more often, or like try to drink less?
Absolutely. I think that Bender, Wild, Tana has to be put to rest because she's going to put herself to rest if she doesn't chill.
I think so too. We were talking about it the other
Trevi
day.
off camera.
We were talking about it the other day, and I was saying like, well, you could just go out and like drink 2 drinks, but I do understand that it doesn't work that way for some people. I suggested she get on like some sort of antidepressant. You're not even depressed, but that makes it so you can't drink more than 2 drinks.
Really? Why?
I don't know. I just get like so ill.
Like you feel sick when you're on antidepressants?
And like if I drink more than like 3 drinks, I will like be throwing up for 3 days straight.
Is that true? Is anyone else here on antidepressants?
I can drink so much on mine.
Wait, Natalie walks in here a few minutes ago. We go, Tana goes, should we have a glass of wine? Natalie goes, I've had 3. She just came from work.
Ari's scaring the shit out of me right now. He's sleeping, sitting up with his eyes closed. And it's like actually a very scary thing. We have a giant live studio audience today.
Yeah,
we are joined with Amari, Isabella,
people.
Ashley, Ty, Ari, Natalie, and Trevi, and Oscar and Aaron.
It's making me nervous.
We have a mic over there if anybody does want to chirp in or chime in. Just make it good, because God, it'd be awful, you know. Why did I look right at you, Ty, when I said that? I was kidding.
It's funny. I feel like he's
kidding.
going to have some good one-liners for us.
Yeah, if you have anything good and you want to throw it in, guys, let us know.
I think I exhausted all my jokes before you got up here. I was like testing things out, and I could tell it was really funny because Ty was laughing at all.
We have such an amazing set of topics today, though. A lot has happened in the past week, which I'm really excited to dive into. I know that, so basically today is day 75 of 75 hard, and I've always planned to have a sip of a drink to celebrate on day 75, but now I'm sitting here and this glass of wine is in front of me.
This is crazy. I feel nervous, and I feel like it's a little sad. I'm like, rest in peace, like sober Tana.
Obviously Coachella is coming up. And I'm going to Vegas this weekend.
You don't want that to be your first like major drinking episode though, because that could make it bad for a lot of people.
For a lot of people
will suffer.
Jeff was telling me yesterday, like he was like, he was like talking about how I'm gonna be crazy at Coachella, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to be like awful for you.
It is scary. Sometimes I feel like Coachella can be like, it's really spread out, so I almost feel like, you know, when you day drink and you drink all day long and you almost feel like you're just not even drunk anymore.
Yeah. But she's
like, no.
Yeah, but the person I become at Coachella, last Coachella, I was, dude, like we've been adding up the prices of things. And last Coachella, I was just like so drunk and like very much in a mindset of just like, fuck it. Like we ball. That's always kind of how I've done Coachella. Cause I always
get we ball.
Like, cause that's always how I've done Coachella, because I want to go, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh my God, I want to go. Let's do it. And I like purposefully will be good for a couple months before, and then know I'm going to like ball out. And this year I didn't really want to go. It just ended up like happening for work. Mm-hmm. And so I've been having Paige really like actually tell me how much things cost. And like,
it is easy sometimes to just like, okay, like this and this, and like not realize how much you're spending, but it is crazy. That's why I'm not going this year. Cause I was like, if there's not not one person on the lineup I want to see, why am I spending so much money? And I know you spend way more than I do. So.
I spent $50,000 on last Coachella.
I don't even have $50,000,
which is so fucking fucked up. That's insane.
That's really sad. The teachers like who listen to this podcast are like, That's what I make in 3 years.
I know I don't deserve it though. I'm so open about that. I've always said
You deserve
like,
it. I mean,
no, like a stupid Vegas hooker turned influencer does not deserve to make the amount of money I make.
You're not
But if I'm gonna
stupid.
say that, I should like give to charity. So maybe I'll do that later.
okay, we'll do that after this. Anyway, have a sip.
Do I drink?
Yes. Cheers. Should we establish something before? Like, should you get into it?
You know what Natalie just told me?
I think I have to do it.
Natalie just told me that she already emailed the brand of wine we're drinking to tell them that we could give them an exclusive for this episode.
Natalie, that's so lit.
Yeah, but I said now's the time to say. We'll keep it out if you don't.
Me forgetting about Dizzy. Like,
Next to Disney.
no. Wait, that's so. Oh my God, this is insane. This is insane.
Okay, what are we? No. What are we cheersing to?
No, I'm just smelling it.
Oh well, I want to. Okay, you go ahead, smell away. Let me know when you're done.
I'm so scared. Cheers to Canceled Podcast launching worldwide and hopefully for the next couple years tonight at midnight.
Yay! I'm so excited, but
Cheers.
also cheers to 75 days of sobriety. I'm actually very proud of you, and you are amazing, and your reputation has shown for it.
Are y'all ready for awful me? Like,
No,
like
literally no.
like Chris Miles, if you're watching this, like shut your phone off, you know?
She just throws up.
I forgot what. Wow.
Oh, no.
Get it in there.
Oh God.
I'm kidding. Dude, we were just downstairs and I FaceTimed Hunter and I was like, it's day 75. And Hunter flips the camera and just puts on the I hate people, I love them video on his TV as a reminder.
Amari just made a joke like, what if she just already started downstairs and she came upstairs and was
like
like
blacked
I hate
out. Absolutely. What if I told you guys right now I was just drinking the whole time? No, y'all would know, unfortunately. That's one thing about me is I just can't hide it. Like, hats off to the people who
But
can.
that I honestly will say that sometimes is a blessing because I'm a little different now, but I feel like I used to be where you couldn't tell where I was drunk, and I would be saying things I shouldn't say, but in like the
Such
same
a
way
sober
I would.
way.
Yeah, and it would get me in trouble. Bad.
Paige is like that. She could take like 30 shots and be like, I'm blacked out, but she's like perfectly fine.
Yeah,
you
but
can't
that's how
tell.
you get yourself in trouble because people will be like, you were sober and you said this. And
Well,
I'm
for
like, I was
me-
not there.
For me, like the mind stays before the slur. Like that's like I'm gonna start slurring right now from that one sip. I think I am.
You are a major slurrer, but I've noticed I started slurring recently. I'm
Really?
a new slurrer.
Really?
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's quirky.
Anyway, tell me what you've got on our list of topics. For
I
the day.
have such a fucking fantabulous list of topics.
I just remembered that you and I are in a fight.
You and I are in a fight?
Yes.
But like a fight, like you saved it for the podcast. That's how I can test the severity of how fighty the fight is, because if you save it for the podcast, like I'm in the clear. You know,
Yes.
why am I like trembling?
Okay, you guys. I was tagged in a video the other day. One of those videos where it's like, you know, like those celeb face accounts where it's like it shows the before and after of editing. I was tagged in a photo and it was a photo of you and I. Okay? And it shows like the before editing and after.
Uh-huh.
And you edited both of us, bless your heart. You made my waist a little smaller. She made my tits smaller.
Wait,
in the
what?
photo.
Show me the pic.
I literally, the only thing that changes that you brought my waist in a bit,
Do
but
you
then
think
made
I
my
was-
tits like way smaller. I was like,
I would
you
never
whore.
and have never, and I put this, should we see if it was Paige?
Paige.
Wait, show. I have never and would never do that to you. Was I refining myself and your tits got caught in the aftermath?
No, it was like someone went in, blurred my cleavage, made them smaller.
I would never do that to you, and I promise that. I want more likes.
Okay,
you know.
that's fair. But I was just wondering if you had it out for me or not.
I don't have it out for you, but this is the funniest thing ever. And it looks like I do, but I'm actually like not. I really didn't do that. Or
I
wouldn't
don't know.
do that.
Can't remember who sent it to me. Is the problem?
Are you making this up?
I would never make such a thing up.
That's why she's getting the boob job.
Yeah, Brooke, this is a perfect segue.
You know what? This is what did it to me. I saw this photo that you edited of me, and I thought my boob should be bigger, so I scheduled my boob job.
I can't believe you're getting a boob job.
Okay, I'm not getting a. Oh,
Paige.
watch
Paige.
my boobs get smaller.
Or a fan account like Tana Spendy. Sorry, Tana
Bro,
Spendy.
these are on your feed.
Yeah, but like from her. I would never make your boobs smaller, and I mean that.
One sec. That honestly, that whole segment was worth her just saying that. Anyway,
But speaking of, you're getting a boob job.
I don't know that I'm getting a boob job. Originally, here's the situation.
You have the biggest, nicest tits.
That's not true anymore. And they're listen.
Like I'm wearing a mattress firm right now. Like you could shoot me in the tit and it would be like a bulletproof vest with how much is really going on in here.
Safety first. But I just don't, I mean, I'm 26 years old, approaching 27. Okay. And they just don't hang like they used to. Gravity is kicking in. There's like a little bit of a stretch mark situation. They're like going right, left. If I lay down, one of them touches each side of the bed. It's crazy.
I really want you to lay down right now and show us.
I sent you guys a picture in the group chat.
Did you?
But I went on a trip. I went to Hawaii with a couple friends of mine, and this girl was there, and she had a similar situation where she like lost weight and her boobs just went down to her knees.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened to me. And she just, she filled them up a bit, and she looks amazing. And so
breast implants scare me. Like I would get any plastic surgery in the world.
They do scare me because I know like a lot of people have like the breast implant illness or whatever. And it's like really, no, it's really common. A lot of people get it.
Ashley, don't you like what's...
I'm always dying.
We want to talk about it at all?
But I'd rather have tits and be depressed than just be depressed with no tits.
That
I wish she
is
said
a
that
really
in
good
the
point. She said she would rather have tits and be depressed than be depressed with no tits.
That's very fair.
So I don't know. It's still a thought. I haven't like scheduled it or anything. I just wish they still looked like they did 2 years ago.
I am down to have a month where we post on social media on our Instagram stories and we're like taking a break from the world, like really just like want to meditate and like zen and like find
but we
God.
instead just get like crazy BBLs.
And then we go to Korea and we go to the ID hospital and I come back with like a new forehead. Like I want to go rogue on plastic surgery.
I think they would know.
Yeah, but I'll just be like, I'm just so woke now. Like just like not even. That's what all these other bitches
Would
do.
you? I feel like I would have to tell the truth.
Yeah, that is like an important thing in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really fair. The other night we went to a Mod Sun concert and backstage you were telling a story that was really, really, really funny that I before we get into the Mod Sun concert of it all, because I'm sure I'm not going to get off scot-free.
We were at a Mod Sun concert. Let me just let that sink in, guys.
That was so fun, by the way. Like I was actually like, I had an amazing, amazing time. I was so nervous to go. I hadn't like seen Mod Sun in like 3 years.
Yeah.
And
I want you guys back together. That's my personal opinion. I don't know what the audience thinks, but I don't know. I feel like sober Tana, sober Mod Sun.
well,
Tyga and Avril are off somewhere doing something. I don't know what they're talking about.
but I had a great time at the show. But backstage, you were talking about something that sent your bank account balance under.
Fuck. Dude. Okay, so I'm not the most financially responsible person in the world. Natalie can attest. Like, I feel like the second I do a brand deal, I have the money.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't. You don't.
Yeah, a lot of brand deals that you do, it's like net 90, net 60.
Sometimes it's 30 days. Sometimes is that a litter box?
Nope. Sometimes it's 30 days.
Sometimes it's sorry. Sometimes it's 30 days. Sometimes it's 60. Sometimes it's 90. And so I'll think I have all this money and I spend it like I have it because I know it's coming.
Yeah.
But then inevitably, like every couple months, I'll text Natalie and I'll say, "Is anyone gonna pay me? Like, I don't have any money left."
Yeah.
And she'll be like, "What? Was something seriously wrong with you?" But I realized I really had a problem the other day when my account balance went below 0. Okay. If it was just like a purchase of mine, it would be one thing.
But what set you over?
But I was afraid to even check. I went in to my little Bank of America app and I'm like, what did it? What pushed me over?
Netflix, maybe.
It was a little girl I'm sponsoring in the Philippines for $30 a month.
What?
Like, out of the goodness of my heart, I started sponsoring this little girl. It's only $1 a day. I'm crying. But I need a sponsor.
So, like, what? She didn't eat this month?
No, she ate, but I couldn't. Wait, I'm seriously crying. Her name is Marianne. She's 45 pounds. She goals. And I literally,
Not only did you just say goals. No fucking way. So Marianne had prime rib. Prime rib. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Anyway, I'm working on my spending habits. Marianne.
Oh, Marianne.
Listen, better her than me, okay? I wasn't spending it wisely. Hopefully she is.
In the last episode, we were kind of just talking about my love life and how I was like, you know, being a little too close with my fuck buddy and whatever. And then I was telling you how I went on a date with a different guy. Like,
yeah, wait, what's
right
going
before
on?
that.
Do you still feel that way about this fuck buddy, or are you?
We'll
did
get
you
into that.
graduate?
We'll get into that. But right after we stopped filming the last episode, my fuck buddy sent me a selfie with the guy that I went on a date with, and they were together and like hanging out and like talking about me.
See, that shouldn't have to happen in one of the biggest cities in the world. You know what I mean? I think that's an us problem. Like, I think we are doing something wrong for sure.
I'm for sure in my whore era.
Okay.
Like, and by whore I mean single. By whore I just mean single. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
I kind of feel that way
24.
too. I'm like having fun. I'm finally back dating again, and like mentally like okay. So I'm
That's
I'm
how
just
I
out,
feel.
like I'm just having fun.
I'm
It's
dating
funny.
and I'm having a good time. You know what I mean?
I do agree, but I just want to make sure we get, eventually get back to you going to a Mod Sun show.
Like I said, I'm having a good time.
Okay, what kind of good time exactly? Like a good nostalgic time where you get back
It is
together?
nostalgic. I kept saying this the other night because we obviously before the show were spending a lot of time with like Maud's friends who I like love and his sister and like everyone, and I hadn't seen them. I was telling Maud this. I was like, I've never had a breakup with someone that was clean other than you. I love a little chit chat with my exes post breakup. I love a little reduce, reuse, recycle, run it back turbo. I love a little moment like that. You know what I mean? And Maud is the only person I've ever dated where it was like we broke up and we blocked each other. And by blocked each other, I mean he blocked me. And we...
Listen, I get it.
We never talked again, you know? So it is nostalgic. And I kept saying that the other night that I felt like we just like transported back to like 2019 in a good way.
Well, that's what's good about a clean break. I almost feel like you guys can just pick up right where you left off. There wasn't all this like messy...
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for the
Except
songs
for the
and the
engagement.
videos.
Yeah.
Oh, and his engagement to someone else.
Yeah.
You're so right.
But I just feel like he's such a good guy for you.
Why?
Because I don't know. He's my only the only boyfriend I've seen you have where I'm like, wow, this guy like might make her better. Like he's sober, he's really nice. He loves he's so good to all your friends. He's just like a good guy.
He is a good guy.
And not that any of your other exes weren't, but like some of them had some like, you know, deficiencies.
For sure. I mean, yeah, I'm really happy we went to the show.
I wouldn't hate to see you guys reunite. Obviously, you know, that's going to be ultimately up to you. Did he sleep over last night?
I have no idea why you'd ask that.
Speaking of your exes, Jake Paul has a new girlfriend and she looks exactly the same as Josie Canseco.
I guess that would mean the Paul brothers have similar taste in some regard, right?
Yeah.
I actually, like, hot take here. I really kind of ship it. Like, I think as much as I can.
I think
you
so
know?
too, because I mean, she's an athlete, like
And
really
I
an
think that's
athlete.
really cool. Like to see him not with like an IG baddie, not with someone in the
She is an
influencer-
IG baddie, but she is also an athlete.
Yeah, and not someone in the influencer space. I think he's an athlete now, and I think it's like I think it's dope. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think with his last ex-girlfriend, it was hard for me to be more like peaceful about it because there was a time where I felt like there was a bit of crossover and back and forth with her and I. So it was like I would see that and kind of just be like, you know what I mean?
I get that. I have a major issue, or like I think it hurts more to see your ex move on with somebody who like is in any way similar to you. Or like,
Not that
or
she's
does
really
the same,
that similar.
She's not, but like does the same thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like I would rather them move on with somebody who's so opposite from me, so I can be like, oh my god,
Like I
just wasn't their type.
I will never be an Olympic skater, you know, and I can sleep
You
with that.
will not, but we did get skates. I got us skates.
You got us rollerblades?
Well, they were gifted, but
they were gifted by my soulmate's best friend.
They were. And
Which
we're
is just
going
like, that's why
skating.
he's my soulmate. Like, why would you let your best friend give me roller skates, you know?
That is major boyfriend stuff.
I have a lot of random shit if you're ready to get into like, are you ready to get into random shit?
Absolutely.
I actually want some off-camera opinions on this as well. Paige has a theory that has been altering the way I sleep at night. You don't want to come on like this, do you?
No, it's disgusting. I love like this.
That was a low blow.
Oh my god.
And in the way she assumed, she said, you don't want to come on.
Well, if this bitch doesn't have like a smoky wing and a blazer on, she's not coming on anybody's podcast. You know what I mean? Paige has this theory that all men cheat, that all men would cheat, that there's not a man out there in the world that wouldn't cheat if they were, and her theory, she attests this theory, that if any man, any boyfriend in the world is locked in a room with Margot Robbie, he's cheating.
I'm letting him cheat then. But I think I do.
If she makes a move on him, he's folding every time.
Oh, well, of course.
So she's saying if he makes a move on him, every single man ever is folding every time. And Margot Robbie can be replaced, obviously, with his number one celebrity crush.
Yeah. So I think I do, like, I don't want to agree because I want to believe in like true love and like whatever. But I think specifically like right now, like with social media and everything, like in recent years, now it's almost like it feels impossible. Like maybe back in the day when there wasn't as much opportunity, like you couldn't just like access as many people as you can now. And like you can't sneak around and sneaky DM somebody. I will say I feel like I've been in, well, one singular relationship, but in that whole time I couldn't have even thought about it because it's like I'm so obsessive that I'm like I don't think about anyone else. But I don't know. I would like to
I'm
think
cheating,
that,
but we all knew that.
yeah, you could cheat. I have like that's like
I'm
a major
kidding.
conflict of interest in like our friendship because I am so against cheating and you're just like a cheater.
Oh,
Wait,
shit.
I thought you just said that.
me, choose me, love me.
I thought you just said that. She just said that.
I have been loyal in a few relationships in my
She's like,
life.
I'm loyal to
You
all
just
was
said
my
you were a
friends.
cheater, but then when I said it, I'm a pick me.
If you were like, oh my God, I look fat today, and I was like, yeah, you look fat today, would you be like, that's cool?
Oh my God, I know you would never cheat. Like literally, I know you wouldn't.
I'm kidding for the most part. I've been in several relationships where I haven't cheated.
I believe that about you.
I didn't cheat on Modson. I didn't cheat on Brad Sousa.
You should have.
And I should have, and that's really what I learned.
You literally should have.
I will say I've only ever cheated on someone if they were like super emotionally abusive or like awful.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
I
they
have
had
a
it
problem
coming.
with breaking up with people. Like if I break up with someone and they're like, no, I'm like, okay. So, but then I'm like, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Which is not good and I have grown from and I don't think I'll ever do it again.
I
Until
would
next
like to
Tuesday.
think there are people out there that won't cheat. Like I'm hopeful about it because if I get cheated on again, honestly, in life, I think I will probably die. But I'm not opposed to getting like a divorce. Like if someone cheats on me, I'll get a divorce and I'll get married again.
That's very fair.
Would you get married multiple times?
I think I will get married multiple times.
I don't think there's like, no, I actually don't think there's, that's on my list of things to ask you about. I don't think that's like shameful really. Like, especially today.
I love like Pamela Anderson. I love that.
I
like-
think she's I think she's the blueprint.
Well, I've always said this, but it wasn't until I was at her premiere recently and watching her documentary that I had like an out of body moment where she was like, I think life is just about love and just like try it. And just like, if it doesn't work, like just keep getting married and married and married. And I was like, whoa.
I did love that because she didn't give up on it and she was still hopeful each time. Whereas like a lot of people would be like, I give up. I hate this.
And that's how I am. Like, I think I would get married and as long as it was good. And I would do my best to fight for it. But if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. And then I don't think I get discouraged. Like, I've been cheated on. I've been in such toxic relationships. I've been like, but I love so much. And I feel like I'm the type of person that is very hyper aware of the fact that every person is very different.
Is completely different. I agree with that.
Like, and obviously trust issues are a thing and I have those, but I still think I can go into everything new, whether it's friendship or anything like that, with pretty open arms and recognition that each person is different.
I feel, I agree with that. Like, I assume I just assume everyone's going to be good until they show me they're bad.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. Like, I don't go into a relationship thinking like, oh, he's going to be just like the last guy.
Yeah.
I probably should.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
Well, no one's going to be like your last guy. Speaking of that, something happened.
Something did happen.
Oh my God. So this past week, I went on the Zak Sang show.
Yes, you did.
And I fucking love Zak Sang, but Amari doesn't.
Zak Sang's on my shit list right now.
And when I say that, I'm not even talking personally. Like, he is one of the few like interviewers that I looked up to for a long time. Like, the first time I ever went on his show, I definitely felt very like undeserving of being on his show.
He's a legend. He really is like a legend at like what he does. He's like the best interviewer. He's amazing.
Getting the opportunity to go on his show never doesn't feel out of the ordinary and very exciting. And I'm very grateful to go on it because it's like, who'd you have before me? Ariana Grande. Like, I don't necessarily.
It feels like a big deal.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. The drinking, I'm already dumber.
No, you're not.
For sure. Like,
you're just
like when I was just saying all those things about like marriage and whatever, like the two last brain cells I have are like fighting. I can feel it. It's kind of scary. So he invited me on a show the other day and I go over there and I'm so excited and I sit down and I feel like when I go on shows like that also versus like maybe an influencer's podcast or something like that, I become a little less reserved because I know that if I'm going to talk about something that people really want to know about, or if I'm going to talk about something that's a hot and heavy topic, or if something I would want press around even, or just anything in general, I'd rather do it there than anywhere else.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of feel like Zak knows that. Like, he knows me pretty well and we're pretty good like friends off camera. So I feel like he knows how much I love him and I'm excited to come on his show. So I feel like he knows he can ask me anything and I'll like just give him my honest answer. Like, so I sit down and we're talking about nice things like sobriety and, life and Tannabis and canceled and all that type of stuff. But then he kind of looks at me and he asks my opinion on being friends with David Dobrik while I'm friends with Jeff. And normally when people answer that, I will give a pretty PR trained answer. I've talked about it a lot with Jeff on his podcast, but I don't just need to be going around on every podcast, like making that my thing, because it's not really like, that's Jeff's journey. And you know what I mean? Like, I'll touch on it, but it's like, I don't really need to give my like full-fledged opinion. But I was like, listen, if you're asking this right now, I'm going to answer it here over anywhere else. So I kind of give my answer and how I feel and whatever. And then
I think you gave a really good you did a really good job.
I just
don't
gave
think
my
that
honest
you were like
answer.
disrespectful to anybody, and I think that you like handled it well.
I
But I do, it from as a viewer anyway, I felt like it was kind of trying to stir up like a controversy or like be problematic.
Yeah. And obviously I was kind of dodging that and giving my best possible answers. But I feel like after he saw me kind of openly answer the David question, like with full force, he felt comfortable enough to kind of fucking like be able to ask me anything.
I don't even necessarily think it's because you answered it like that. I think he went into that interview knowing exactly what he was going to ask you and like how he was going to make the interview. I mean, that's why he's so good at what he does, is he makes the interviews viral and he asks all the like hard-hitting questions, which is great.
Yeah.
Until it's at the expense of somebody else, of course.
Yeah, and I didn't really know that was going to happen. And I also go into interviews like that kind of knowing like things might not be cut. Like, I kind of have to just answer with my best possible answer, because a friend who's an influencer has a podcast might be a little more lenient in allowing me to make edits, whereas a big
This
established
is a little
show,
more like a traditional
you kind of
media.
know what you're signing up for sitting down on a more traditional media show that they kind of have full jurisdiction on if they wanted to literally use you saying, I can't answer that. Like, you know what I mean? So I felt like it opened a door for him to ask me about my opinion on your previous relationship.
Yes.
And we've talked about it a lot off camera, obviously. Zak was a big pivotal point in you guys even getting together and your breakup.
Yeah, he had a lot to do with like our like the like beginning of our relationship, because he was very, very close with my ex, and then I was like close with Zach. We had like very close friends, and we would all hang out together. So he was like one of the first ones who was like, you need to date this guy, like he's amazing. And so he was like, I mean, he was very much also a part of our relationship. You know, we would like, if we went out to dinner, we would go with them, and like he was very involved in the whole thing.
And so or go ahead.
And then he was very involved after the breakup also, like very, I mean, of course I would talk to him about it because it was very like a very specific situation. If you didn't see the Zak Sang episode.
I basically he directly asked me about how I feel about the situation of Clinton Kane's parents allegedly being still alive and Clinton placating placating the opposite of that online.
Yeah. So obviously that's like a big part of his narrative. My ex says, or all his music is about his family being dead and they are allegedly alive.
And I feel very strongly about this. And I think that's maybe why Zach was like, oh, I'm going to ask Tana, because he knows off camera, like nothing has ever made me sicker in like the Hollywood space than that story, than that.
I think, first of all, I mean, I'm not mad at you, obviously. I think you spoke about it like very well, and you spoke about it with me in mind, which I appreciated. I don't feel necessarily the same about like the Zach situation, just because I have been very adamant about like not wanting to talk about that online, like at all. Okay. If I wanted to talk about it, it would be a big story. I could talk about it here on Canceled. I would have come on here the first episode and just laid it all out. And, like, that's a good story. Yeah. It's a true story and it's a good story.
Netflix even. I just love that joke.
If I wanted to do it, I was going to do it. And I feel like I've gone back and forth. Like there's been moments where I'm like, I'm fully saying that online because I get so like fired up and upset about like everything that happened and the lying and like manipulation and stuff. And I get like high on it. And I'm like, oh, I'll say it online. But at the same time, it's like, it was such a traumatic situation. And I was so sad about it that I was like, I don't want to talk about it online. And ultimately I decided like, if I'm going to go up and down about it so much, I'm never going to say anything publicly about it myself because.
Yeah. And that's why I tried to speak as much as I could from my own personal thoughts on it. Yeah. And not yours. Because I never want to speak for someone else.
I loved the way you spoke about it. Honestly, like I felt like you did a really good job. And I mean, that question was a bullet point on a piece of paper to ask you that day. And that's what I don't appreciate is like, I wasn't there.
Yeah. And I understand.
I wasn't there. And it drags me into it when Zach particularly knows I wanted nothing to do with like carrying out like that story. Yeah. Telling that story. I wanted nothing to do with that. Yeah. And it was not only told, but told with my name
attached to it.
And like it as my relationship story. And I wasn't there to speak for myself. I don't appreciate that at all. However, I will say I feel like relieved about it for sure. Like I don't want to ruin anyone's reputation. I don't care like what they did to me. I wouldn't do it to you. I wouldn't do it to anyone in here. Like,
well, it's a fucked weight to carry, I think, to know that and know that people don't know that. You know what I mean? And even I found myself like feeling that way. I referenced it on Zak Sang, but even like seeing Alex Warren like feel some type of way.
It affected a lot. You know how it affected me. God and everyone knows how it affected me. Specifically, Zach knows how it affected me. Yeah. Everyone knew, and like everyone here can attest, like it was a really traumatic and like horrible situation. Yeah. So like obviously I'm better now, and like I feel okay now, and like I have to talk about it now because it's like otherwise the only narrative that's out there I have nothing to do with. Yeah. But I think it was slimy the way that it came about, for sure.
And you obviously have your truth and your side to that story, and that is completely on you if and when you wanted to tell that, you know?
Yeah. There are like elements to that, obviously, that I'm never going to say like at all.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to say before is like I do feel like some sense of relief, just that like I'm like, okay.
Well, the truth there we go. Wins,
like, because that was so much of it. Like, of course, I was really, really sad about the breakup, like as anyone would be in a breakup, but like I couldn't say anything online about like what happened. I said he cheated on me.
Yeah. And that's a hard enough thing to deal with, and then to kind of find out that it's like, as well.
The way that I reacted to that breakup and how much it affected me did not match he cheated on me. You know what I mean? And like it was this huge like extreme like lie situation that was like so much bigger than that, and like I couldn't talk about it. So now I feel a little bit better that I can be like, okay, this is why it was so crazy.
Yeah. And I think that all Zak shit aside, we both kind of knew that at some point it was going to come out, and at some point you and I would have this conversation.
Truthfully,
online.
I wanted almost, not that I never wanted it to come out. In my perfect world, I wanted no one to ever know about it. I don't know why I feel that responsibility to like protect him or like salvage his reputation, but I do.
It happens when you love someone.
But if somebody were to talk about it, I wanted it to be Zak, because I was like, he was really close to the situation, and he's somebody who loved Clinton. So like that mattered to me, because it was like that affected how I felt about the situation.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy as an outsider to be like, he's fucking insane. That's crazy. Like, he's horrible.
Yeah.
But like somebody who knows him, it's like different. Sorry, now I'm gonna sad.
Oh, I love you. Don't be sad.
Say fuck them kids and fuck you too.
You could be Marianne.
I can't afford Marianne.
I love you. Natalie taking out the Starbro branding while you're crying.
Sorry, but
the most. No.
No, I'm glad. Like, I wanted it to be him. I just think it just like I just didn't want to be attached to it at all, and so it sucks that like he chose your episode, my best friend, in front of him. It felt like just slimy.
I agree. I fully agree, and I would say that to Zak's face, and I would say that now. And even after I left, I called you and I told you what happened.
What you guys don't know, so I don't want to seem like you have any responsibility in it at all, because Tana called me right after it happened. She was like, just so you know, like, this is what was said. And Zak is a good friend of mine, like, and so she told me, she was like, it's pretty bad, like, just warning you. And like she told me, she's like, I weighed in on it and I gave my honest opinion, whatever. And so I separately reached out to Zak, and I was like, hey, like, I don't appreciate that being your choice, like bringing it up with you.
I agree,
because if it's totally within his right to tell that story. That was his best friend. Like, Clinton was one of his best friends,
and Clinton
he
went
really,
on his show and
he lied to all of us. Like, it was so Zak was completely within his right to talk about that. It affected him directly, and it like his show was the way I found out. That's the way everybody found out. But choosing your episode
didn't leave a good taste in your mouth.
Made it about me, and at that time I didn't even know how about me it was. You know what I mean? And then he told me he cut it, and then it came out anyway. He didn't tell me he cut
Zak
it.
didn't count you on motherfucking days.
No, listen, whatever. Like, again,
I thought he cut it.
I should feel no responsibility to protect anybody's like reputation. It's stupid, but
I've been there, and I understand that.
Zak himself didn't ever respond to me. So he relayed the message to somebody that he cut it, and I was sleeping fine at night, thinking like, okay, like I can live another day without having to worry about this story. Like,
and from the beginning, you and I have kind of had a conversation about how I always will say to you, I don't think that you should feel a guilt or a weight on your shoulders to protect something that is so awful and could potentially inevitably come out.
I know,
but I understand.
I know that I shouldn't, but the way, like, what I know is so different than like what I feel. If it were any of you guys, like if it were you, like, it doesn't matter what you did to me. Like, if you did the worst possible thing to me in the world, it's not like I would still never want something to come out that could ruin your whole like career. Like, and I still loved him. I had a good relationship with him. Like, he was a good boyfriend, which made it was so
much worse.
That's what was so horrible about it. Like,
and it is scary that someone can be such a dichotomy of two things where they can be such an amazing person in one light, and then you find out these awful things. And I also understand completely what it's like to love someone so much that you're wearing these rose-colored lenses of, I know how awful it is what they're doing, but I love them so much that I still want to protect them at all costs.
Just any person, like any emotionally abusive relationship or like toxic relationship, I mean, you've been in, once you've been in it, you can speak on it and understand it, but if you haven't, like, it's easy to just be like,
well, any situation like that
stupid.
too. Like, if you can step out of it with an untainted mind, you could say cut and dry and black and white, this is what I would do and this is how this should go. But then when your emotions become so involved, it creates like a fucked up mess. And that's why I've always felt so passionate about it, because I can see it from an outsider perspective, and my thoughts are, how can you do this to my best friend, and how can you do this to
well, you guys are
anyone?
also good about it. Listen, At any point, someone could have made a video. It would have been a viral video.
I thought it was gonna be Lila.
I thought it was gonna be Lila.
I thought
too.
it was gonna be
Tana
Lila.
offered
so
me
hard.
like so much money for it.
I offered her so much money to let me, but here's what I'm gonna say. I don't think I'd profit $1 if I made something about that. When I was saying that, I meant that in the regard that like I truly, and I still do, feel so passionately about airing that out as hard as I possibly can. And that's why, it was so hard for me even on Zach to not go in on how I feel. But because I can look at it without having been in love with this person and be like, fuck
that's
you.
the thing. It's so I think that's the point I was trying to make before. It's like if I were an outsider and this were happening to you, for example, I would be like, run for the hills. What are you talking about? He is insane. Like whatever.
But love comes in the mix and makes it a mess.
And there was so many like.
There's
so many factors to it that like I'll never explain. I never plan on talking about it at all to begin with, but it just sucks now because there's this whole story. Like I'm getting tagged in these TikToks all day. People are messaging me like, why are you still talking to him and stuff, and I'm like, the whole situation like sucks. But
I think you're gonna end up being with someone really amazing, and I think you're gonna have a great relationship and move on completely. And
I think so too. And honestly, I've been doing good. I think that's why it bothers me so much. Is like I've been really doing good, honestly.
And honestly, obviously, I think every person after that is an upgrade. But I think you've been really taking it there with your potential suitors.
Yeah. And listen, no shade to Zak Sang. I love Zak Sang. I think he's amazing. But no, I'm serious. I feel like I just really went in on him. Like I didn't mean for it to be like that. That's how you feel. I hate that I have to talk about something I didn't want to talk about. I hate that.
The way I wanted the wine. Oh no.
I thought she was doing this.
I am doing this.
You can't have the wine.
I don't even need the wine. I think now that it's out there, it's good that you said how you feel about the situation.
And this is my special request for the people. It's not gonna help me or make me better if you bully him or me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think no one is bullying you because how could you? And I hope that in the future, moving forward, you can know that anything that does come to this person is not a situation you created you were dragged into, but it doesn't make it any easier. And you're a hot crier. I look like fucking Jabba the Hutt when I cry.
I don't mean to be like a baby.
You're bitch. I just hope like on a complete side note, if this ever happened to me, like I always say, oh, I'd fuck his dad. Oh, I'd fuck his brother. Oh, I'd whatever.
It was crazy. It was pretty crazy. But I'm glad now because I feel like I looked really crazy for a long time. Everyone was like, girl, like, are you good online? And I was not good.
And I think that as well. Well, hold on. You look hot. I know this is going to end up in a photo dump. And you're going to be like, yes, slay. That as well from a best friend perspective. I never thought you looked crazy online because if someone cheated on me, like, you know how I acted even when Brad cheated on me.
Cheating was the least of my worries. I literally didn't even care about that.
But there's a part of you that with your best friend, you're like, you know what I mean? I wanted to be like, yo, like, this is why she feels it. You know what I mean? That's always going to be a thing.
It's fine now. We're chilling.
Things are good now. I mean, but it's a heavy situation, you know?
It was really heavy, and honest to God, some good stuff came out of it. I'm not sure what yet, but probably something. I'm like, Marion is getting sponsored.
Marion.
Oh my God. Isabella, thank you.
Now, honestly, her foundation matches. Like when I cry like that, it's like
I don't tan my face, so my skin underneath here is like 3 sheets.
A second ago, I just told you I thought Lila was gonna be the one to break it. Would you like to hear something funny that Lila did that I caught her in today to lighten up your mood, maybe a little bit?
I would love that.
So excited.
Who could help me tell this?
Sorry guys, that was like really drama.
Brooke, don't apologize. I think that it's like, I just appreciate I appreciate what's real as is, no matter what. I would rather someone be completely real and completely honest about whatever it is, whether it's funny real or it's real. And I think that we had to address that today. You said downstairs, you were like, talking about this in front of a live studio audience, like, might be a fucking thing. But we all,
because I knew I was gonna sob, because I always do.
but honestly, at the same time, like, we all were there for you and around you and are in the group chat when this situation was happening, and we all feel the same way. So
Yeah.
you know we're all here for you. And
I am like that's the problem.
Lila,
What'd she do?
she
I'm
texted.
still crying.
I love you. I think you should leave the tears count. But
I'm stunning.
Lila texted the group chat, like, and I don't know if you saw this text a couple weeks ago, and she goes, "I'm so Trevi, come here. Yeah, come here. Come here and tell this story." I think Trevi will just do it so much more justice than me.
We're at dinner at Harriet, and it's, what is it, Trans Day of Visibility. Okay.
That's
You know, Marsha Molinari, H. Wood Group, the whole nine.
The dolls are dolling.
And Lila texts in the group chat. She goes, OMFG, OMFG. I like submitted everything to Warren Lentz a few months ago. I finally got verified. And I think like a few people sent in the chat. They were like, whoa, congrats. Because like, you know how she was verified before and like got deleted.
I thought
The
she
whole night.
was verified.
What?
So she isn't.
She was never verified.
Her new account was verified.
Her like what, 7th new account.
Oh, 75th.
I think a few people were like, wow, congrats, like that's really cool. Like she just like really and the thing about Lila is that I feel like once she says the lie, it's the truth.
No, she believes it every time.
It's the truth.
And so do we. We eat it up every damn time.
I've done it.
I
Where
was-
I lie so hard that I
and-
believe myself. No,
Me
wait,
too.
not a good.
Not a good
Never
segment.
mind.
Yeah, and Lila, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry, but like it's just too good. My new favorite thing is like whenever I do something bad, I'm like I look at her and I go, like you wouldn't do this to me. It's so gaslight. So
We love that.
like I didn't see her take her purse and pull out a debit card and go click on Meta verified purchase.
You're kidding.
I watched her type in the numbers. No. I had to put a flashlight on my phone to help her take a picture of her ID, front and back,
To get meta verified.
to get Meta verified. And then
texted the
5
group
minutes
chat.
later,
So we can all congratulate her
fucking
on being
hilarious.
verified.
and she you know, I just like I said, it is the truth. Like it only took like 5 minutes. It was like a hop, skip, and a jump, and there was a blue check.
You're like, I suck dick for that shit.
That's
yeah, and
so
she just,
hilarious.
She just looked at it and she got like a little emotional. She's like, I was like, babe, that's fully like that MasterCard did that.
Like that's like that was $7.99.
Yeah.
Fucking
Like you paid for that by eating Tara's World's pussy. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not
wait. So you can just pay $12 right now and get verified.
15.
Oh, dude, I
saw it.
Lord knows, I'm like Marianne knows I cannot afford that. Seriously. But
Anyway, so then it just happened, and then she was just like, she texted, she's like, how do I make them think? She's like, how do I make them think that like I got verified like naturally?
wait, but why would we be impressed by that?
I just learned this. I still believe the initials.
Well, I mean,
And it's so funny too, because like Warren Lentz, for those who don't know, Warren Lentz is gonna send me a cease and desist. But Warren Lentz is a guy that works in this industry and he's managed creators and he's an amazing guy. He just texted me the other day, I'm going to church. Is there anything you need me to pray for? Like that's the type of guy
hilarious.
Warren Lentz is. Like
Me.
he's out here. First of all, receiving that text a little backhanded. Like you're on your way to church and you're like, hey Tana Mongeau,
Like, she
is there
probably needs
anything
some
you
help.
need me to pray for? I'm like, yeah, day 76, bitch. But
honestly,
and all of my best friends who are going to be around for that. But he's just an amazing guy who works really hard and is very honest and like established in this industry. To like throw him in on that, to be like, yo, Warren Lentz.
That's and so specific. Like this is exactly where I thought.
I did it a few months ago. He told me it would happen like right around this time,
I would get I would get
And
so
she's like-
embarrassed if I got verified right now.
and I think she, honestly, yeah, because it has the little, but like I think she like ran and like, you know, Lila, please kill me if I'm wrong, but like her being like, this is like insane. Like it's on Trans Day of Visibility. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just sitting there like, you know, with my Red Bull.
Wait, but have you
And
ever
a dream, if you will.
My Red Bull and
And
a
watching
dream.
him just down Marsha Molinari's tab. Sunny vodka, like the whole 9.
Oh no, that's like
It's spiritual.
an amplified version of. Have you ever told a story? I know this is happening to you. Have you ever like told a really exaggerated version of a story accidentally in front of somebody who was there?
I don't know. She
Absolutely.
does that to the internet. Wait, but what was the question?
Absolutely.
That was
I'll
the
take it
question.
as far as like gaslighting the person who was there into like.
So like, oh, you don't remember that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I've had that happen where she'll tell a story and I'm like, Jay-Z was not there, like Drake was not there, or like.
And
Absolutely.
the words like, he said that verbatim. Well, did not say that at all.
Wait,
Verbatim is crazy.
Is there a group chat I'm not in?
This was in Roach.
Google Trans Day of Visibility,
have
find
not?
the date, scroll up.
No, that's.
Okay.
All right.
It is absolutely in the group chat. And, you know, honestly, I can never really talk about someone being dramatic or fabricating a story normally because I'm drunk.
Yeah.
I run. Yeah. I'm president of that company usually.
You
And-
embellish a little bit for the fun of it all. And there's nothing wrong
And I'm
with
just
that.
a very dramatic person. I sincerely will believe something like happened that way. And it's like, which is just insane. I'm so drama. Lila, like if I'm the COO, Lila's the CEO. Can I please answer that?
Can we debunk this on the
Can you hand your phone to
podcast?
Trevi?
Mine. It's a picture of me and Paul McCartney.
I wanna ask her how she
Wait.
got verified on the mic.
Oh my God. Wait, honestly, can I? No, like congrats. We were just talking about it. Congrats.
On Trans Day of Vis.
Okay.
Put your phone like this.
She declined. I know that's to call somebody and then not answer when we call right back. Why are you ignoring me?
Loud. Just yell it.
Wait, Lila. I heard you got verified. Lila, I hope you fucking choke and I hope you lose your blue check mark. Can you believe you're the most sober one in the group? Maybe Trevi.
Wait, what? bitch? What's the actual fact?
The second.
You know, there's like a thing in sobriety where they're like, well, this is like very AA, but they're like, yeah, you might not drink, but you still act drunk.
Really?
What do you mean?
Like, someone who's like, with your relationships. Like, you still act like an alcoholic even though you don't drink. Like, manipulative, lying, cheating.
Those are alcoholic.
Oh, those are all
Those
pre-existing symptoms.
Yeah.
In my friend over here.
Thank you, Trevi, for coming in.
Okay, we're gonna do some pop culture topics.
Get the tear gone. Like hit a wipe.
I can't. It's just a part of me now.
I actually have amazing pop culture topics for us today.
Okay.
This news that I'm about to discuss for us to talk about today came out maybe an hour ago.
Oh.
And that's why we're going to take a break after this episode. For anybody watching right now, too, who is a little frustrated with the delay on these episodes, we're going to get a little better with shooting more current because it actually frustrated me to the core downstairs knowing that we are like talking about this within the hour and someone will break it before us. Like,
Yeah, BFFs, like their turnaround time is like before
Yeah.
they even film the episode.
Like I'm trying to get like Dumois over here discussing this one, okay?
yeah.
Kylie Jenner and Timothy Chalamet.
Wait, what? I believe it, but like I feel like Kylie's like a
And we
just
air
such
this
a
TikTok?
woman.
Basically, someone sent into Dumois that Timothy and Kylie are dating, and then all these people were saying they can confirm it.
What I will say is I love that for her. I feel like it's like a good reset for everybody in her position to get like a really malnourished looking, like little Twinkie looking.
I never thought Kylie would be into the like dying men.
I could see it from her if you think about it. Oh, look at her. All her sisters just all like Kim went to Pete. Actually, that's it.
Courtney to Travis.
Courtney
no.
went to Travis.
Yeah.
Stassi and Jaden. You know what? It makes perfect sense.
It's crazy the way that like the type of men that people in Hollywood go for like almost become a trend. Like
We do that.
oh, for sure. But
Yeah.
like it's
we
just
like
kinda
we
wild.
we did that to them. We were like, I love little malnourished looking, like sucked up little.
I've always been a Kylie Jenner stan, and I
Yeah, she hates you.
for sure, for sure. But something about seeing
Stormy's
her,
stalker.
something about seeing her go from Travis to Timothy, like feeds something in my brain. You know?
Yeah. Well, you agree that Timothy goes Timothy then Travis, right?
I was more so just saying the dichotomy.
Oh, I thought we were rating them. I think
these two
Timothy is
men.
like way better than.
I think they
Travis.
both are sexy, sexies.
I would.
And just in very different ways. You know, I feel like Kylie's kind of the majority of her life with the people she's dated had a type. And this is like one of her first, like, oh, hey, look, I don't have a type.
Well, eventually
I'm-
she's gonna, she's gonna like, I don't know. I think she's gonna go through like a major rebrand pretty soon here.
Do you think that this Kylie and Timothy moment, kind of like Kendall and Bad Bunny, how people are saying it's like a distraction?
What is she distracting us from?
I don't know. Like,
it
have you
hasn't
just
even
seen
happened
that?
yet.
Yeah.
Something big's coming. I don't know. I don't think so because I don't know. Do you think she sent that into Dumois? Kylie was like,
knows?
honestly, that would be so funny to like start sending shit like.
I've never thought about the fact that I could so easily do that.
Yeah, you could. I probably couldn't, but you should be like, oh my god, I heard Tana Mongeau is dating Kanye.
Kim and North got banned from TikTok,
No,
which is like
that was like my favorite content.
ever,
So funny.
ever.
Honestly, I feel like that made everybody see Kim in a new light. I feel like everyone was like,
It's funny because like right now, obviously TikTok is in that whole legal battle of getting banned or whatever it is. Imagine Kim
think
just
about
bought
my
the
mental
app.
health. If they ban TikTok, I have no reason left to live. Seriously, not
At
one.
all. Speaking of
My
no
cat,
reason
actually.
left to live, Trump was indicted.
Okay. I don't know if I know what that means.
The Barbie movie's coming out, man. Cut the fucking bit. I need a blackout. This is just a joke, by the way. I just want to say, like, very quickly, the like heavily being insane after 75 hard is very much so a joke.
It's a bit.
I feel like I learned more about myself in these 75 days than I ever have. And I will take the things that I learned and apply them to my life.
I will
And
say, sorry to cut you off. I don't know if you'll want to speak on it because it's like you, but I feel like every single thing I see of you right now, every TikTok, every podcast you go on, all the comments are like very positive and everyone is really team Tana right now and they're seeing that how smart you are and fun and grown.
That's really nice. And I really appreciate that. And I appreciate
And I
all the people saying that.
She's like, that's so good.
But I'm shooting up in a back alley later.
No, but I
no.
think it has to do a little bit with your 75 hard. Obviously, you've been smart all along, but it's like.
But I do. No, I think it has a lot to do with my 75 hard. I think that side that people are seeing has always been and is a side of who I am all the time. But that side can kind of be overshadowed by a wild, crazy side. And I mean, maybe a little more so than deserved, I guess, because people like to see crazy way more than they like to see wholesome and grown. So
I don't
maybe
know. I don't think so. Not right now.
But I think people like a good story arc, so people have been loving this sober.
Yeah.
That's all there is right now. I haven't been wild in 75 days. And I think I went on this journey because I started off this January pretty rough, pretty crazy. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Ty. Hey, Paige.
I will
Had a great
say,
time
like,
in Miami,
this
but
sounds horrible, but I'm almost always not. I'm like I always agree with the internet, but like usually when like you're really crazy or in some sort of thing, it's like it's almost the same in like your personal relationships kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the internet thinks you've fallen off, like so do all of us.
Yeah.
Or, I'll speak for me only, but like right now, what I'm seeing is like the same way all of us feel, where we're all like, oh my god, love her right now. Like,
and I think that's why I was so afraid for day 76, because I don't want to feel like I just like am erasing that, you know?
you
like-
aren't, but you're not undoing all of that. It's like, like I mean, it is, you were eating healthy the whole time, but it's like that. It's not like one bad day of eating is going to just completely undo your 75 days. Like you're
100%.
you're still way better off than you were before. You look amazing. You're acting amazing. I feel like you're good to go. And I feel like if you just drink less often.
I'm just be wild less often, just in general. I've enjoyed my little grandma era just in everything, and my mature decision making era, actually think about the things I do and say before I say and do them. I think that one of my biggest flaws as a human, and maybe everyone in this room has a different opinion on what it is.
I'm like, I'll name some.
Yeah. Is that I am so yin or yang. I'm such a like boomerang with everything I do. I'm either like working so hard or I'm taking 5 days off, or I'm in a super toxic relationship, or I'm like literally in the healthiest relationship ever. I'm wearing emo boots and chaps and nipple pasties, or I'm in a suit and tie. Okay. You know what I mean? Like I'm
yeah, someone confiscate the bottle.
Like I'm blacking the fuck out and wilding.
I know what you mean. It's very like one or the other. You were kind of telling me this the other day because I said like, just drink a little less, and you're like, no, it's like all or nothing.
I am such an all or nothing individual with everything I do. You know what I mean? Like I'm spending a week of my life being so unfiltered and rogue and saying the craziest shit, or I'm like, oh, I'm beyond that. Like, it's like everything I do is so, I'm spending $50,000 on Coachella, or I'm asking someone to Apple Pay me for a water bottle that they bought.
Wait, there's a name for this. I'm like, is anyone here?
I'm an extremist.
I think it's like bipolar.
Maybe, yeah. But even
like
just
manic.
But manic is depressive.
No, listen. I'm in no shape to diagnose anyone.
I think things like that usually come in waves. It's just like I'm very much like decisive and extremist on everything that I do. And I struggle with that in everything. Like I'm either eating a full pizza to myself or I want kale. And there's no fucking in between. Yeah. And that's something I would love to work on, and I have no idea how. So if anybody has
no moderation, really. I feel like I'm kind of I think I'm actually the opposite. I think I'm always so indecisive. I never know what the fuck I want to do or say
and not even if it's indecisiveness. It's just like still I'm really bad at balance. I'm really bad at a middle ground. I'm really bad at a 50-50.
You commit to whatever bit,
But that can be scary, and I would love to be able to change that. So I hope I can. I would love to make an active effort on that, but it's one of the few things about myself that I feel like I can't like nitpick and diagnose and figure out. Like I genuinely don't know how to change that about myself. Like I'm either like I think someone's my soulmate or I want them dead. Like just everything I do is so
extreme.
Yeah, and I don't know how to fix that, and I would love to, but
I don't know either. Well, we're gonna keep you in check. We're not gonna let you get to the I hate people, I love them phase ever again. And it's going to be good.
Stay tuned for me at Coachella. But this was a roller coaster of an episode.
Yeah, sorry. This was a really extreme episode. Sorry about that.
But all amazing topics, and I love to talk my shit with you, girl.
Me too.
And Canceled comes out tonight at midnight.
Oh my God, wait.
It's out in other countries right now. This is the first time we've shot an episode of Canceled season 2 where an episode is out already, and there's no one else I'd want to do it with, my girl. I'm very happy that we're canceled.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. I'm blacking out. Stay true. Lila's verified.